Well, see, and it's not even, I mean, it's nice to be on the ocean. I don't necessarily like to swim in the ocean either. I'd much rather swim on a pool, swim in a pool, goddamn, swim in a pool um, that is, that is close to the ocean so I can see the ocean. That's all. I mean, I'm not,
I want to hear it.
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, I don't know. It might be our breaking point. I don't know if I could live on anywhere really on a coast.
yeah.
I don't know.
I,
It just
that's where I
never
grew
had
up.
anything.
I mean, that's where I
I'm
grew
not a
up.
seafood,
So,
and I'm not a seafood person, right? So I
oh
just
yeah, that's true. You're not.
um,
Yeah, like I was listening to one of the last, and I got to go soon, but I was listening to Kenny Chesney's book on Audible, and just like when he's able to break away from touring and just go down there to St. John's, I'm like, God damn, that is the life. Just going out on his boat all day, maybe doing some fishing, doing lots of drinking and hanging out with his friends, bringing his acoustic guitar out there and just fiddle farting around. I'm like, God damn, that is the life. That is the life I want. So, that is absolutely the life that I want. I mean, not that I want to just do nothing, but at the same time, I definitely want.
to do less.
Yeah, I want to do less, and I want to do more of what I want. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Theme song
Yeah,
for my
I
daily
do. I'll talk to you
YouTube,
later.
Instagram,
I'm
and
sorry.
TikTok
All right, bye.
lives. I discuss how to create income you own with the paid community. Instead of income you rent from social media platforms through brand deals, pay-per-views, and ad revenue. My live streams are for creators and subject matter experts 40 and over who aren't able to monetize their YouTube or other channels the way they want. My style is straight talk, no hype and tech simple. My live streams are for creators and subject matter experts 40 and over who are able to monetize their YouTube or other channels the way they want. IT stars are creators. Welcome to the cash flow path. Discuss how to create an income you own with the paid community instead of income you rent from social media platforms through brand deals, pay-per-views, and ad revenue. Creators and subject matter experts 40 and over who aren't able to monetize their YouTube or other channels the way they want. My style is straight talk, no hype and tech simple.
All right, welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm kind of giving things away here, and I don't want to do that. So let's. And I don't know what the heck is happening on TikTok here. I really don't. I am having a heck of a time trying to get my camera to work right, and I apologize. So there's probably not going to be anybody here on TikTok, and I apologize once again. But we're going to talk today about probably the one thing that, and again, I'm giving it away here. I got to get off of here. Hang on a second. All right. So we're going to talk today about the biggest lever, if you will, that I have ever experienced. And it is 100% the thing that will get you to where you want to go. And this is not hype, and this is not a business model. This is, oh man, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this, okay? And yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on here. I have no clue. There it is. All right. So at least you get to see that. I've been trying to get it so people could on TikTok could see my so they could see my vertical screen, because I want them to be able to see that stuff. But anyway, we're going to focus on YouTube because this is the only one that's going out the right way. But so let me give you a little background. So this guy, right, Alex Hormozi, I always mess that up. There it is. This guy, Alex Hormozi. So Alex is the only guy that I am taking any sort of advice from. He's the only one. Because what I've learned is that you have to limit the sources of income or of advice that you solicit. And you've got to limit it to the people that have the life that you want. Or maybe they have a much greater life than you, but they can certainly get you to where you want to be. And what that takes is, number one, it takes humility to listen to somebody who's much younger than me. Alex is 35 years old, I believe, 35 or 36, 20 years my junior, right? And you would not expect that this big bearded, this big muscly bearded guy would be somebody that somebody 58 would take advice from. But you take advice from people who have created a life or a business that you want. So, all that said, this is something he shared that I am going to, now this one I will put on the vertical canvas. But this is something he shared, and I think this is so profound. It is called the 5-step success journey, and that's what we're going to go through here on this live, is the 5-step success journey. So, number one, we're going to come over here and we're going to blow it up because I want you to see it, right? And now I need to blow it up here so you can see it. Or actually, I need to shrink it down so you can see it. Right? All right. So, number one is naive optimism. And this is where everyone starts. We all start with something that we're really excited about. Right? Where we think this is the greatest thing in the world. We think that there's no reason anybody shouldn't do this, and we can't understand why more people don't do it. Now, I was in that boat back in my network marketing days. I just thought that was the greatest business model in the world. Now, today it's not. There's much better ways to make predictable recurring income. But back in those days, I just thought it was the greatest thing ever. And that was 20 years ago. I thought it was great. There were some inconveniences, but I just thought it was a fantastic business model. Then fast forward 20 years when you could now do it on the internet and you didn't have to handle product, and you didn't have to ship anything, and you didn't have to go pick up anything. And I was like, this is a no-brainer. Why wouldn't anybody do this? Right? So I started out naively optimistic. Because in the beginning, you don't know what you don't know. Right? You don't have any clue. All you see are the upsides. There is no downside in your mind because you're not focused on that. You find what that thing is to be so good that all you can see is upside. It's called naive optimism. Let me give you a perfect example in the world of fitness. So, you see an ad. I don't care where you see it, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You see an ad somewhere, and it shows you this workout routine. And it shows somebody with the before, and then it shows them with the after. And it says, in 12 weeks, you'll be able to do such and such. So you think to yourself, well, this is a no-brainer. I'm certainly going to do this, right? So that's your naive optimism. You don't know what you don't know. Then you start doing it. And what you find when you start doing it is, well, shit, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. And you look at yourself and you're like, I knew this was too good to be true. That's exactly what we all do. I've looked at businesses that way. I've looked at workout plans. I've got an app on my phone right now that it said this was easy. It said it was simple. And yet it's very, very difficult for me to do at age 58 and get the results that they are claiming that you're going to get. So you quickly move. If you take any action at all, you quickly move from naive optimism to educated pessimism. Right? You realize this is a lot harder. So let me give you an example from my own life. Another example. When I decided it was day 183 of the year. And I decided there's 183 days left. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a video and a live every single day. That's what I decided to do. I'm going to do a live and a video every single day. And what I found when I made that decision was, in the beginning, it looks like a fantastic decision, right? It looks like this amazing thing that is just, there's no downside to it. But what I find, and what you will find, is that there is a downside. It's harder than you think it's going to be. So at that point, you're going to get down to what I call the level 3, right? You're going to get down to 3. This is the ditch of despair, or the ditch of discouragement. You can look at it either way that you want. But you're going to look at this as the ditch of discouragement. Because again, you went from this is awesome to, wow, this isn't as easy as I thought it was, to, wow, this is really hard. And my old way of thinking used to be, well, if it's this hard, then God is telling me not to do it. And I'm not trying to bring religion in, but that's just the way that I thought, because I was brought up in faith. Wow, this is so hard. And if God wanted me to do this, or if the universe wanted me to do this, it would make it easier for me. So, you know what? That's my sign that I shouldn't be doing this. But Hormozi has And by the way, if you are just tuning in here and you can't stay, but you want to talk, you want to find out what I'm talking about with this and other things, let me go over here and I will show you real quick. Let's see. Let's take that off and join my community. All right, join my community. It's called Build Income You Own. Well, it's not called that, but that's what we do. We build income that you own. You build it, you grow it, you keep it. Not like followers, not like views, but you build income, you keep it. It's called the cash flow path, and you can easily find it in my TikTok as well as on my YouTube. Okay, all right. So back to this. So at this point, you have two choices. At this point, you have two choices. Number one, you can do what I did most times, which is quit. It's not as good. It's missing this. It's missing that. Because in the beginning, you don't see anything that it's missing. But later on, you discover it's missing a lot. Because what you will find, nothing. No workout plan, no relationship, no business, no life choice. Nothing comes without hardship. Right? Nothing comes without hardship. And if you're thinking that it's going to be easy and you decide to do it because you think it's going to be easy, you are going to be sadly mistaken and you are going to be disappointed for the rest of your life. The rest of your life, you'll be disappointed. Because that's not how life works. It just doesn't. When you grow up and you become a big boy or a big girl, you realize that everything in life is hard. And the harder it is, the more worth it in the end that it becomes. And it wasn't until I realized that I had this like aha moment. I was like, whoa, what's that all about? Right? But what's really exciting about that is you realize if you keep pushing, this is what's on the other side. The accolades, the success, the rewards. It's all on the other side. But in the beginning, all you see is this. You say, no bueno, I don't like this at all. It sucks. And you walk around kind of like this. You got this dark cloud over you. But eventually it clears up, just like the cloud there. It clears up. And then once you can work your way past this, here's what you find. All right, here's what you find. If you push through, then you realize, okay, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It didn't happen as fast as I thought it was going to. There is a learning curve to it. And you come to that realization, but then you also come to the realization that that is the price. That is the price you pay. And if anybody is trying to sell you something, and their big thing is it takes no time, it's easy, you don't have to do anything. We've all seen those, right? We've all seen those. You work 2 hours a day or less, and you make $10,000 a month in 90 days. It's all bullshit. Anybody telling you what you want to hear like that is just trying to get your money. They're just trying to sell you a course. Because it does not work like that. Under any circumstances does it work like that. But if you push through the ditch of discouragement and you get your way to educated optimism, here's what you realize. Most people have already quit. I've already left most people in the rearview mirror. And then you realize the path to success has suddenly gotten, I'm not going to say easier, but it's gotten less crowded. Because you know what? There's not normally, there's not normally a crowd of people at the top. There's normally just a handful of people. And there might only be one. Right? But you have to go through the ditch of discouragement. It is inevitable. I don't care what business, no business or no relationship or no, no weight or no physical or health transformation. None of it is easy. Anybody telling you it's easy is lying to you. They're lying to you. There's always hardship. There's always downside. There's always struggle. There's always pain. There's always challenge. It's always there. But if you can make your way out of the ditch and crawl up to educated optimism, then you come to this realization that, oh, okay, it's harder than I thought it was when I was in naive optimism, but now I know. And then you can say to yourself, is this a price I'm willing to pay? Is the reward worth going through this? And when you see the reward on the other side, then yes, you say to yourself, it's worth it. And so then it becomes a game of time, a game of patience. But it also becomes a game of consistency. Because if you're in it, but you don't show up every day, right? If I kept the app on my phone, but I never did the exercises, that doesn't mean anything. Or if I did the exercises once or twice a week, it's not going to work. Again, those are lies that are sold to people to sell them things. Those are lies that are told to people to sell them things. But eventually, you go from educated optimism, which means, okay, I know it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. And then on the other side, because everybody starts here, most people get here, most people quit here. Fewer people get to this, and even fewer people, the smallest percentage, get to this. So once you realize how hard it is, you just keep pushing through. Now, you may have to make some tweaks and things along the way, but you just keep pushing through. That's how you get where you need to go. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let me check and see if there are any questions. And again, I'm not Tony Robbins, but this is just something that I've learned from my own journey. It was one of those things that once I learned it, this is how I felt. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because I could celebrate the fact that I learned a lesson that most people never do. But I don't know about you, wouldn't you rather have somebody tell you the truth than lie to you? Wouldn't you rather that? Because that's what I wanted. I just wanted somebody to tell me the truth. Like, yes, this is going to take longer than you think. It's going to suck way worse than you think it's going to. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to learn lessons of skills. You're going to have to learn lessons of patience. But on the other side is what you're looking for. And if you look at it from nature, for every mountain, there's a valley. You don't just go from mountain to mountain to mountain. You have to go from mountain to valley. Like I live in a valley in central Pennsylvania. On the other side of the valley are mountains. But you have to go through those first. So anytime, and I think this is especially difficult for younger people, and that's not really who my stuff is for. By the way, if you're looking at this and you're like, who the heck is he talking to? Well, these are the people that I'm talking to. And this is primarily it's primarily creators who are 40 and over, or subject matter experts that are 40 and over, and they want to, or they're already producing content. That's who my stuff is for. So you're either posting consistently and your income is still flat, you have content that's solid, but you don't have any growth and reach yet, you know your field, but you don't know what to sell or how to structure it, or you have expertise and you just haven't packaged it into content or an offer yet. That's who my stuff is for. And so as we wrap up here, I want to tell you, this is literally the most powerful lesson you can learn. Without question, if you learn this lesson and you persevere, A, you will outlast everybody else who does not have your stamina, and B, you will win. You will win. Especially if it's under something that you control. Now, while you can't control outcomes, you can control inputs. You can control how much effort you put into something. And it's that magical thing when you are determined that you will not give up, and you are determined to do it every single day, that you do not fail. Because nobody's cheering for you right now. They're only going to cheer for you after you've made it. And they're only going to say, I knew they would make it. When meanwhile, they were always saying behind your back, that'll never work. That'll never work. So, little bit different than the normal type of lives that I do, where I talk about how to monetize your income without relying on social media or without relying solely on YouTube. But I felt that this was something that was in my heart. I'm showering this morning and I'm like, this is the message I want to send today. So I decided this is what I was going to do. So I hope that you are having a good day wherever this finds you. And let me tell you that if you want to learn more about how we apply these lessons, join the Cash Flow Path. You can find it in TikTok. You can find it in my YouTube. And here's what I'm going to suggest you do. You will never know whether or not it's for you unless you get on the inside and poke around. That's why I give you a 7-day free trial, after which time it's only $7 a month and you can cancel at any time. So get in there, get your 7-day jump start to building an income, growing that income, and keeping that income, because it's predictable. It's month after month, because you're not using social media for anything other than to build an income you own, not that you rent. Okay? All right, guys. Check it out. Get your 7-day free trial, and we will talk to you next time.
Welcome to the Cash Flow Path. Discuss how to create.
Still here?